CO2 to increase. So you can create another line to say that's the maximum, this is the minimum. So you can create boundaries from which you can take a calculated decision. Okay. As we all know, the larger the cover depth, the more concrete you're going to pour into the structure. Structurally speaking, that will reduce your capacity of the liver arm of your concrete, therefore your capacity will be reduced. So you need to either increase the depth or stronger concretes, or you have to look at different options. All options are costly. However you look at it, the cost of materials at the beginning of the structure is nothing compared to you taking it down 20 years time. Because even scaffolding might actually be extremely expensive at that point. So convince the client and say, look, increase it. Use a better quality concrete. This is why you should. So now you have a measure to do it. Duracrete is by no means the best method. But for carbonation, what I have seen, Duracrete is a reasonably good method. There are more advanced methods available, but along with that you need to buy the brain of the person who developed it, because it's extremely complex. I don't know why it has to be. I prefer the engineering scale where decisions can be made based on simple calculations. Simple calculations mean you can ultimately transfer somebody an Excel file and say, here you go. Complicated means you need an abacus or an output file, and then somebody has to read it and all of that. Happy enough? Okay. So tomorrow we will move into chlorides. Okay. So once we do chlorides, and after that I'll show you how the Eurocode looks from my side. I think you may have access to Eurocode. Those who are in the university, I'm sure you have access to Eurocodes. I can show you how the British standard works for a specification. Within Eurocode, which is structural code, exposure classification and the concretes thereafter is assigned to a country to define themselves. So Eurocode 1992, which is Eurocode 2, tells people to use British standard 8500 if you are to design something in Britain. If you're designing in Portugal, you have to use a Portugal National Annex, NA. That's how Eurocode works. Looking at the size and the depth and breadth of India, very likely you guys will go in the same direction. Because what works for south of India may not really work for north of India or for the east. So you may eventually evolve with regional annexes. So I'll show you how the British code for specification works. You've seen throughout the presentation that that's not sufficient to keep our structures alive and running. This is why the course is important, that you get these mathematical skills to prove what should be the next code. The people to watch out for are the ones creating So Model Code 2020 is a collection of all these developments, mostly structural engineers, and they're the people who will be accumulating all the durability knowledge and all the other knowledge and changing structural calculations, eventually to influence Eurocode. So this has the potential to change the Eurocodes in the future. It takes a few years to do it, but the Model Code 2020 will have some of these methods in it, and you, by all means, you can use the reference to that and then say, look, this is an approved method using Model Code. Model Code has a collection of structural engineers from all over the world. Okay. So 2010 is available already. You should be able to download it. I don't think it's free. 2020 is something that will be coming soon. They will start to release things pretty soon. And durability calculation that you've seen will be part of that. Okay? If you wait for Eurocode, I'm sure you'll have to wait for another 5 years. Okay. Right, enjoy.